Residents of Chichibu City, north of Tokyo, launched handmade rockets into the sky last Sunday to give thanks to the autumn harvest. 25 groups took part in the traditional festival, which dates back 400 years. The rockets are made from pine trees. Logs are hollowed out and then filled with explosives. The instructions for building the rockets are handed down from generation to generation. The rockets flew to a height of 300 meters. The crowd cheered as some of the rockets set off fireworks while others released small parachutes. One of the visitors said she was impressed by the powerful rockets and she enjoyed the festival. Firework technicians in Japan have set a new record by launching the world's heaviest firework over a city northwest of Tokyo. They launched a 460-kilogram rocket during a festival recently in the city of Konosu in Saitama Prefecture. 600,000 people watched 15,000 fireworks light up the autumn sky. The display reached its climax with a firework measuring 120 centimeters in diameter. It exploded into a spectacular flower of light 800 meters in diameter. Guinness World Records officials certified it as the heaviest firework ever launched successfully. Artists from Hong Kong are displaying in Tokyo their handmade miniature replicas of old scenes of Hong Kong. The Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office in Tokyo is hosting the fair to encourage more Japanese to visit the city. The artists are showcasing 39 miniature models of the city's traditions and unique culture influenced by the British colonial era. On Tuesday, 10 of the artists explained their works to Japanese media. Li Lao Yao, who created a tiny street stall selling goldfish and vegetables, said she tried to invoke nostalgia for the past in her work. A visitor said she felt like going to Hong Kong after viewing the works. The exhibition will run through October 23rd. Collection of raw hides, preservation and processing went on in an orderly manner in the capital from the first day of Eid al-Adha, for which a business community have complimented government efforts this year. Traders have started collecting hides eagerly from the very first day of Eid al-Adha. Fixation of a minimum price and some of other steps taken this year have elated the spirit of all associated with the hide trade. Processing work of the hides is also going on in an orderly manner, as tannery owners say their procurement's target has already exceeded. Leather industrialists opine that country's leather products have earned a name in the global market, which needs a further nurturing now. A sky rescue team has been clearing garbage from cliffs at a scenic spot in the city of Zhangjiajie in central China's Hunan province after tourists discarded the litter during the National Day holiday. The Zhangjiajie Blue Sky Rescue Team was asked to come to Tianminshan National Forest Park to collect a litter dropped by the nearly 90,000 tourists who visited during the 7-day holiday. Under a walkway hanging more than 1,400 meters above the ground, garbage including plastic raincoats and water bottles was scattered on the cliffs. Ding Yunjuan, an employee at the forest park, said some visitors threw trash over the side of the walkway. After the trash had fallen onto the cliff, the park's sanitation workers could not reach it. Members of the team abseiled down from a walkway with the help of safety ropes and after a whole day's effort had managed to clear up the area 10 meters below the walkway. Visitors should be advised not to drop litter anymore, said a visitor. A young wild Siberian tiger was recently caught on film by remote cameras in a nature reserve in northwest China's Jilin province. Video footage recorded in Huangni-He National Nature Reserve on September 30 shows a Siberian tiger lingering cautiously around its prey before beginning to eat. Having analyzed the images and the tiger's footprints, staff at the reserve said the animal is likely to be an immature Siberian tiger, about 2 years old, with underdeveloped hunting skills. Wu Jingchai, a researcher with China's State Forestry Bureau, said the tiger was very cautious and timorous. It did not behave like an adult tiger. The mother may have probably left it and started to live independently, as it acted gingerly. Wu said the animal's presence indicates that at least 2 more wild Siberian tigers may inhabit the area. The researchers say they have a tiger in its juvenile stage now, so the next step of their work is to find where its parents are. It won't take long for them to capture footage of an adult tiger. Although other Siberian tigers have been sighted recently along the border between China and Russia, Wu said this tiger was most unlikely one of those, as the species usually establishes a home range about 10 kilometers in radius, and the other sightings occurred over 300 kilometers away. Huang Ni-he National Nature Reserve staff installed remote cameras on September 30 after coming across the bodies of 3 oxes that were probably killed by a tiger. Universal Parks and Resorts CEO announced recently that the Universal Beijing theme park is expected to be built as the largest of its kind in the world. The project has got authorization from the National Development and Reform Commission in late September after 13 years of negotiating and planning. To be built in Tongzhou district in southeast Beijing, the huge theme park project is planned for completion by 2019. Tom Williams, chairman and CEO of Universal Parks and Resorts, said Universal Beijing will be a place for families to create a lifetime of cheerful memories. Universal Beijing are co-founded by 4 Chinese state-owned enterprises and the United States Universal Park and Resorts Corporation Limited, with a total investment of 20 billion yuan. Duan Xiang, chairman of Beijing Tourism Group, one of the investors, said the project goes in line with Beijing's industrial structure reform and central government's guideline for Beijing to develop high-grade service industry. The investment will exceed 21.5 billion yuan. It is estimated that it will entertain 10 million tourists each year and generate annual revenue of more than 10 billion yuan. Universal Theme Park, World Carnival and Disneyland are the 3rd largest theme park brands in the world, which altogether have received 35 million tourists in 2013. Over 8,000 swans have recently set off from northwest China's Bayan Bulak wetlands on their annual southward migration. Bayan Bulak wetlands is located in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, China's 2nd largest grassland and its sole national swan nature reserve. Every year during March and April, tens of thousands of swans arrive at Bayan Bulak, where they spend spring and summer. During October and November, the swans head south for the winter. Delhi witnessed an evening of folk dance and music from Western India recently. Sidi Goma, a group of African Indian Sidis from the Bharuch district of Gujarat, left the audience spellbound by their performances that included tribal dance and songs at ICCR in the national capital. The tribal Sufi community of East African origin came to India 8 centuries ago and preserved and carried on the traditions of Sidi music and dance, adapted from African rituals, which includes a dance known as Goma. They carried with them their exceptionally rich musical tradition and kept it alive and flourishing through the generations, unknown to the rest of the world. Using African-derived movements, rhymes and instruments, the mythological performance was dedicated to Baba Gaur, also known as Sidi Mubarak Nobi. The words Lahar or Mauj, used by Baba Gaur to describe ecstasy and joy of the sea voyage on the way to India, were frequently used in the songs. The group's lyrics recounted Islamic history and praises Prophet Muhammad through the musical form of Damal, Baiti and Qawwali. One of their popular dance prayer is Zikr. Virtuistic drumming accompanies rapturous dancing that's nimble and lively. It increases and intensifies rhythmic music, becoming more and more frenetic. Animal mimicry is quite popular in Sidis dance. Wearing costumes made of peacock feathers, the Sidis performed Zikr with 4 lead drummers and 8 dancers and singers. The Sidis of Gujarat are a tribal community of East African origin which came to India 8 centuries ago and made Gujarat their home. Surprisingly, they are not aware of their native language, and their only cultural link to Africa is through dance, music and certain cultural practices. Traditionally, the ensemble performs sacred music and dance as wandering fakirs or holy men. Their native African music styles, melodic and rhythmic structures, lyrics and musical instruments have integrated with local influences to form this unique representation of Afro-Indian culture. Korea-Japanese relations have been strained. However, the Korean pop culture boom, or Hallyu, remains strong in Japan. A Hallyu concert, which was held in Tokyo over the weekend, drew more than 120,000 Japanese K-pop fans. Located in Tokyo, Ajinomoto Stadium is the home ground for FC Tokyo. The stadium is packed to its 60,000 person capacity with Japanese K-pop fans. The venue is awash with countless luminous glow sticks, from Super Junior and Girls' Generation to TVXQ and EXO. The concert features some of the biggest Korean superstars leading the Hallyu wave. Japanese fans sing along to their favorite songs and demonstrate their enthusiastic approval. This executive from Japan's DATV says Korean stars present a unique, dynamic dancing style. They dance in unison. They present something that's not available in Japan. The two-day concert drew a whopping 120,000 K-pop fans. Competition to obtain tickets was fierce, with more than 600,000 people applying. Approximately 100,000 fans who failed to obtain tickets watched the show at 135 movie theaters across Japan. Relations between Korea and Japan have been strained recently due to Japan's denial of past wrongdoings like the conscription of sexual slaves and laborers, its distortion of history textbooks, its claims of sovereignty over Korea's easternmost Dokdo Islets, and anti-Korean protests held by Japanese far-rightists. However, there are no signs of the Korean culture boom cooling down in Japan. Different Iranian ethnic communities have put on show their handy arts and souvenirs in a major festival in Golestan province north of the country. The festival opened work in the presence of the head of Cultural Heritage Handcrafts and Tourism Organization, Masoud Soltani Far, among others. The three-day festival has absorbed handicrafts from 31 Iranian provinces, as well as foreign artists from Lebanon, Egypt, Austria, and the Azerbaijan Republic. Ethnic communities from Iran have displayed their souvenirs in 15 separate pavilions. Also, 21 troops from different provinces played out local musical pieces during the festival. In an inaugural ceremony, the cultural heritage head said the ethnic diversity has given Iran an exceptional opportunity for cementing its national unanimity. The senior authority also said the Iranian ethnic communities have always helped advance the Islamic revolutionary objectives. Iran Telecom 2014 exhibition opened in Tehran with the latest products of domestic and foreign companies in the fields of telecommunications and information technology on display. Being at the acme of their career, Iranian mobile producers unveiled 11 new smartphone prototypes in the Telecom 2014 exhibition. In addition to the all 11 prototypes unveiled, the Iranian phone manufacturer also showed off its flagship Spider One with its 2 GB of RAM and 13 MP camera. Iranian mobile phone market has long been solely dependent on foreign suppliers in order to meet Iranian mobile users' demands, but with the advent of new Iranian brands into mobile phone industry, experts speculate Iran to also have a significant share in the future of this industry. Regarding their flagship smartphone being less than $200, Iranian smartphone manufacturers state that their efforts to offer high-end products with affordable prices have been very helpful for them to develop and expand their industry in Iran. Over 210 Iranian companies and 68 international companies from 15 countries have attended the event. With a gross area of about 30,000 square meters and an expected audience of 40,000 trade visitors, Iran Telecom 2014 exhibits various types of antennas, communication cables, satellite operators, SMS technology, wholesale carriers, packaging, switching, wireless systems and other electronic equipment.